Okay. Hi, welcome to the call, everybody. I guess we're going to get things started. Today's meeting is about chronological order. So what I have on the screen are a list of, I guess, examples or optional list of activities for list one, and uh, a list of time-related adverbs and expression in list two. So the idea is to talk about your day yesterday. Uh, where you're going to use things in list two, um, or at least uh, other types of adverbs and expressions, but there's a lot of them, at least in list two, to talk about your day yesterday. So some of those activities that may have occurred in your day yesterday could be found in list one. Otherwise, you can talk about other things that may have happened, but that's just the idea. So um, with this, I can give you guys an example first, so that like you have an idea of what we're doing. Uh, so I'll get started. So for me, yesterday morning, I woke up to my alarm. Um, so I began my day with kind of a pleasant alarm sound. Um, Usually, sometimes people may wake up to more loud and obnoxious sounds to force them awake. Uh, for me, I don't really need such sounds, although I used to um, um, have woken up to such a sound, I guess, when I was in my 20s and still going to college. Um, but now I don't need such sounds. In any case, um, after waking up, I do my usual morning routine, brushing my teeth, um, getting changed and ready to get dressed, uh, and go into the office to go to work. So I got into my car, and it was a little bit cold. So it was just right after doing my morning routine. Uh, I then started my car and started to drive off to work. Uh, it was a nice, pleasant, sunny day. Um, so the not so many clouds in the sky, so it looked like a beautiful day, although it was still pretty cold. Uh, After driving down the road a little bit, uh, I finally got to the highway and was zooming off at a much faster pace, getting to my office. Um, so um, after about like 15 to 20 minutes, I finally reached to my office. Usually, when I go to my office, I would climb the stairs to go to the floor in which I work in, which is the fifth floor. It's a good way for me to kind of get my exercise in. So at last, I made it to the fifth floor, and I walked into the office and sat down at my seat. A moment later, I was able to settle in, get my laptop opened up, and started working a little bit, checking my emails and any type of other more like pressing matters that may need my attention in that morning. I do have a routine where about 10 o'clock-ish or 9:45 to 10 o'clock, I would then go into the kitchen and make coffee so that I can have some coffee to drink. Um, Also, by this time, that initial morning jolt of me waking up would start to wear off, and I may feel a little bit tired. So coffee, the caffeine from the coffee will help stimulate me to stay awake. Um, Once I had my coffee, then it was just in time for my meeting. Um, with my boss and other colleagues. So we went through our agenda through the for the meeting, and afterwards, I then focused my attention on. Uh, Hi, Matt. Matt, welcome to the call.
Good morning. Thank
Good
you.
morning to you.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about coffee and making coffee. Now, if you want coffee, you go to him, right? You go to Matt because Matt has some of the best coffees that he drinks. I'm so jealous of him. Every time he jumps in the call, like he'll, it's morning time for him. So a lot of times he'll have his coffee, and I'm very jealous of the coffee that he drinks.
Yeah, 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 because a lot like a cup of coffee early morning
Yep.
because I feel that my energy is only after that, and I feel I can be much in working.
Mm.
That is some of my routine I do, and I think not only me, I think Vietnamese I love coffee very much
Yeah.
because in the I think in every corner in Vietnam and city province and coffee shop on the street I think so many and traditional and who drink coffee in that area. I don't know how I can count how many people there, but I think very traditional early morning
Yeah.
because I get that on the way when I go to working and there's stop by coffee shop and drink a cup of coffee that make them refresh their energy yeah, before working. And I think that I'm more active in working as well. Me too.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay. So just to give you a heads up, today's meeting is just um, tell us about your day yesterday. That's basically it. But the thing here is to incorporate time-related adverbs and expressions. So we have a list of, in the highlighted here, list of activities that you could use this to help jog your memory with things that may have happened in your day, right? And the other list over here, list number 2, is a list of time-related adverbs and expressions. You don't have to use this list, but they just help. So if you end up using activities and or adverbs that are not on this list, then even better. Okay, Matt. So so I'm giving an example of doing this. So let's see. For my day, I got to the point where like after my team meeting with my boss and my coworkers, my day was just pretty mundane. So it was afternoon or it was past noon, I had lunch, and then afternoon, I left the office. Um, so after work, I had an appointment to go to the chiropractor. So I left my office and I went straight to the chiropractor. Um, it was kind of nice because it's nice to just get your back go, right? Like then somehow like your body feels a little bit more loose and not so stiff. Um, so it was a great feeling after my chiropractor session. Um, so short thereafter, I then returned home where um, my parents and my 2 nieces were waiting there. Um, so I live with my parents, and my parents take care of my 2 nieces. My sister works in town, so basically she drops off her kids at my house, and then she'll pick them up after work. So my sister hadn't arrived yet, and uh, so I got to at least play with my nieces for a little bit before my sister returned to pick them up. So it was kind of nice. Um, Afterwards, I checked my laptop again for work just to make sure I squared away any loose ends. And while doing so, I had a, um, I had a, it's kind of like a historical drama series that I like to watch. So I had that in the background as like white noise while I was still working. So um, later in the evening, I shut off my laptop. I did my nighttime routine of brushing my teeth, um, getting washed up, and then getting ready for bed. And that was my day. So uh, there's times where like I'm being a little bit more detailed, which is probably not necessary. Uh, I'm trying my best to incorporate certain of the some of the time-related adverbs, things like short thereafter, or a short while later, things like that. After this, meanwhile, during. So that's kind of like what I'm doing. Um, could I talk about my day better? I can after this first run of it, right? I'm just coming up with this off this like off the top of my head. Just trying to remember what happened, right? But then it's not that bad to talk about things in chronological order because you know what happened in your day and how it happened, like in the order of how it happened. Uh, okay, so hi Francisco, welcome to the call.
Hello, Tan. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, so today's task is talk about your day yesterday. So what we're going to do here is there's two lists of words or phrases, right? So one list is a list of activities that it's optional to use to talk about your day. If you have other activities that's not listed here, by all means, talk about them, right? The second list is time-related adverbs and expressions. So the idea is using them while talking about your day. So something like earlier this morning, blah, 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 blah. Short thereafter, blah, 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 blah. And then like by mid-morning, I was doing this. Lunch by noon I was having lunch, later in the afternoon blah 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 blah, in the evening blah blah blah, moments later this, in the meantime that. So it's a way to help transition from one thing to the next. That's the intention of this, to practicing how to use these adverbs and how to put things in chronological order. So earlier I was kind of sharing what happened for my day yesterday. Would anybody else like to give it a try? Or should I volunteer someone to do this? Does it like overall does it make sense like what the task for us to do today is? If not, I'll try to explain it again.
Okay, I'm trying.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. In my in my my last day and wake up and hear the alarm clock and drink my tea. Drink my tea and my breakfast. My breakfast is eggs and soup. But in this moment, I'm going to check my social media and check my photographs and check my pictures the other other social media. I'm going to and make one edition the one video, and moments later and see my videos in the internet, the likes I have likes or not have likes, and the other thing, and meet a new friend and give the one explication the use the computer, then fix the computer and not use the one program and talk to and web meet and explain this program, the photograph. And the evening I eat in company with my mother, and my mother make the vegetables and give me the water the toast, and in the night uh, check my social media again and check my photographs and going to the dinner, and in the night saw the one movie. And they finish my day and going to sleep. Thank you.
Thank you. So a lot more short and sweet. Nice.
If you use this word it's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Thank you. Okay. Would anybody like to go next?
No, actually,
Hi. Okay. Oh, by the way, hi, Diana.
Hello, brother. Thank you for greeting me.
Yep. So I think I formalized the task like this easier so I can just copy paste. So that's today's task. We're talking about your day yesterday. All right. So Matt, you said you want to give it a try?
yes, thank you.
Okay.
And
Remember, try to use
yesterday,
the adverbs and expressions, okay?
yeah, my yesterday time that I can tell you some my stories over time yesterday.
Mm.
And what could I do? Normally I will wake up at 5 a.m. and take a short break on the bed 5 minutes because I would like to my physical body to get back normal before I go down to bed. During that time, I also some exercise for my body, and I think that good for health before I go well. And then I will brush my teeth. After that time, I will do on my meditation after 5:20 a.m. At that time, I start into the meditation during around 1 hour. And after 1 hour, I finish at 6:30 a.m. Yeah, and then I have to go outside to drink coffee. And during I drink coffee, that also exercise my vocabulary because I think I stored the long list of new words in the Google Translate app because I think I have to finish a few hundred new vocabulary around 1 hour in coffee shop because that additional I can relax with that time. I don't want to overthink in general outside. I just want to focus on English. And which one pop up English I will focus on that I can exercise on new vocabularies for myself. That my habit so far. And after finish drink coffee, get home to eat fast food for myself. And I recommend family listening and one up today for up your action. Because besides I'm practicing the vocabulary and I also would like to practice in speaking English as well. Because I think I should have, balance the way the same writing skill, listening skill, writing adult pop up English. Maybe it's like before noon at 11:30. I think I will do some of my three different Bible that I read in Bible. Also around 1 hour because I think I would like on my head in second or thinking too much for the mysteriousness stuff, I get into what I think it's so many who can get into my head that I use that time to avoid overthinking over time because I know exactly and I have very habit what I can remember away when I move in the negative what you think in my head and then I can get back that problem and thinking too much with that because sometimes I scare about me and why I overthinking with that invisible thing yeah that I'm using to avoid my problem and I think I do the same voice every single day if I feel I have a retail the first one I can prioritize that to take a meditate within Bible. Another one I can exercise my vocabulary or grammar as well. And until to learn Thanh, I will follow with my family. After following, I take a soft nap at noon. And I take that 30 minutes for myself because I think I will have some soft rest at noon. That might me some more health and refresh my energy as well. Yeah, until maybe before 5 p.m. I do my routine and have my wife to washing it or cleaning the floor at my home because that's my responsibility on my wife because I think the heavy task that I should be take that and I think my wife is a lady. I see just maybe prepare food, that, and all the heavy things I should do for her. After that, I will repeat the exercise by meditation again. Afternoon late after 5 p.m. too. And after finish meditation 1 hour, And then I go outside for outdoor activity, to make my exercise, head up football game with my team. I can't go to the team station to make my muscle strengthen, and that I would like to teach my body sit back. And that one up was I can get longevity for my body, for my life as well. And after that, sometimes I can do medical at night. I kind of take if I feel really, I feel comfortable. But sometimes I feel boring at night, so I go to bed earlier at 8:30 or 9 p.m. because all the time, in the day that I feel that longer than that for me. I should please I go to the bed earlier, and I feel if I go to bed earlier and I take a long sleep, that for me is more health and reverse my energy in the early morning because I wake up early morning and daily. And after that, yeah, I will finish my yesterday term because I think my yesterday term was exactly the same today. And next day as well, nothing special, nothing new. Because I can tell you that I have been stopped working a year ago. And I feel my time is long hours a day because I have 24 hours. I can do everything. But sometimes I feel boring with long time a day. So I look for something to do for myself to kill my time. Yeah, that I have long list my routine on daily. Thank you very much.
Okay. So Matt, there's times where like you use some of the other words, but some of the two words you use a lot was then and then after that. But then you also talked about like when certain things were happening, right? Then you then tried to explain it. Because of this, I think this, sometimes the problem is this. So um, this is some things to at least point out that you like to use the word then and after a lot. There were times where I think you use like, let's see, during. I think that's a good one, right? That's not even on the list. That's a good one. You had like at that time, right? So not by that time, but I'm trying to see, not at that moment. I think you said something about like at that time. Oh, so it looks like it's not there. Okay. At that time. That's another good one, right? Just because not on the list, but that's more additional type of time-related adverbs to use, right? So good. Try to do more of that. That'll be much more helpful. But overall, not bad. Like you explained your day, and even explain the things that you were doing in each part of your day. But at least you carried through the story. Oh, that the other thing is like you actually set the time of things, right? So at 5 o'clock, this, 5:30 a.m. this, noontime this, right? That's also good too. So overall, pretty good. So just notice, right? You tend to use then and after a lot. Try to see if you can try to incorporate some of the other adverbs too, and then that should be better. Okay, so hi, welcome to the call. So hi, Lucy, and hi, Sanjay.
Hi, everyone.
Yep. So today's task is to talk about your day yesterday. The idea is You have we have like two lists on the screen. They're optional. The idea is just talk about your day or like a routine day. But the idea is to incorporate time-related adverbs so that you can help tell your story in chronological order. So this is practicing chronological order. This is practicing the use of time-related adverbs and expressions. So yeah, that's our task for today. So with that, anybody like to go next? So essentially all you're doing is you're going to talk about your day yesterday. So since it already happened, maybe you might or might not remember what you did yesterday. But just talk about what you did yesterday. But just remember to try to incorporate some of this or anything that is not even in this list that happens to be time-related adverbs and expressions. So this is just on the screen just to help you use them, but they're not necessary for you to use. Okay, Diana, it looks like you raised your hand. So
Yes.
give it a try.
First thing, sorry. First thing, thank you, Brother Thanh, for giving me the chance. Good morning from my side, Indonesia. All right, about me, I would like to share about my activities last day, or which is yesterday. And as you might know that I'm a housewife, so my main job nowadays just for doing my house chores. And from the first time, of course, I woke up and then I make a breakfast for my family, like making fried rice or things like that. And after that, of course, doing some house chores like washing or doing any other things due to my house. And later, I water a plant, which is I have a lot of plants around my house in front of yard or a backyard, something like that. And after that, I made lunch for my family again, and some other things that I did for my lunch, like cooking rice as a main course and another dishes, like a fried chicken or vegetables. And yeah, at last I, took little bit took a little nap just to take a rest in the afternoon. And then finally, before going bed, of course, I made a dinner for my family again. Yeah, and yes, after that, before going to bed, I take little time to watch some video or things like that, just for improving my English. Because every day I try to spend at least 30 minutes just for my English. So yeah, that's it. Just then I go to bed and yeah, of course, sleeping. But one thing that I can say, especially about that day or yesterday, was that before finish my day, at the 7th evening, I went to a kind of I don't know how to say, like preaching with our communities, our congregation in one of my members' house. In that evening, I was giving kind of preaching or things like that. Preaching, I can say that. I was designated as a church servant to give preaching in the congregation, in the community. Yeah, I think, and one thing, because why I was saying that, especially because that was the first time I give a speech or I give a preaching in my communities, and thank God. And that time I could do that in a good way, or as well. I believe that was because of God give me the strength and give me confidence, or I couldn't feel like I was nervous at that time. I believe that because of God gave me confidence, and that evening I was so happy because I could give a speech in front of my community, and later I went back, of course, with my family and with my husband, and then I went back. So I went to bed. In a good situation, in a good condition. I think there was special tasks or special activities that I did yesterday beside my routine. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so you used you jumped around from and using some of the adverbs, and even incorporated some more. Nice. So for some reason it didn't have the word before, so you used before, like it had like things like before long, before that, but not like just before by itself, right? You had that evening, you had you talked about your routine day, but then you backtracked to then talk about a particular part of the day. So you spoke in chronological order, and then inserted like kind of like a flashback. I actually was pretty ecstatic when you were explaining that part. Then you talked about how earlier that evening. Oh, actually, there was that evening. Okay, never mind. I can delete this one. Right, and then this is the first time, like your first time holding that sermon. So, or like you're preaching, right? That sermon. Really nice. So I liked how you incorporated a lot more of the time-related adverbs and the expressions. Good job. Okay. So with that, does anybody want to go next? Eventually you'll all be given a chance. So it's just more of a matter of like whether you want to go now or if you want to wait to go later. So with that, so far Juan went, Matt went, Ayala went. Anybody next? So essentially, you're just going to be talking about your day yesterday. That's really what this is. But try to incorporate some of the adverbs. Let's see. I might help if I sorted this in alphabetical order. So yeah, would anybody like to give it a try? And mind you too, you don't have to be that long with it, right? You can just, if it's not that much to your day yesterday, it doesn't have to be that long. It could just be very short. Like yesterday morning, I did this. Lunchtime, I did this. Evening, I did this. Then I went to bed, right? So, okay, Jackie, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna try. Yesterday, during the morning, I woke up at 7 a.m. and I heard the alarm clock, and a little later I had a meeting on Zoom, and then during the meeting we were speaking about some important things about the information that we had to do. How can we manage a class, and then after that I ate my breakfast. I ate my breakfast, and then I ate around 8, 8:30, and then after that I went to the supermarket to buy something and that I needed, for example, fruit and vegetables to prepare something in the afternoon, and then I came back home and I ate lunch in the afternoon, and I prepared something before I went to my job. I watched some videos in on YouTube, and I stayed later I stayed at home, and after that I went around 4 p.m. I went to my job, and I stayed there. I started my job at 4 p.m. and next I finished my job at 9 p.m. and then I came back home around 9 p.m. around 9 and no 9 p.m. and then I went to bed at around 10 p.m. and that's all. Thank you so much.
Okay, good. For the most part, you were using a lot of the words in more like this column of the list, so not bad. There's the nice go-to after that and then, but you incorporated things like next, in the afternoon, later, things like that, so not that bad. I think you did have like, let's see, maybe like after a while somewhere here, or something to that effect. but not bad. Incorporating like a decent mix of the adverbs, and your story flowed pretty well. You were using certain clock terminology, so like 9:30, things like that. So pretty nice. Yeah, overall, pretty good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, anybody want to go next?
Can I please?
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I want to tell you about my daily routine. And yesterday is a common day, and everything I did yesterday is my daily routine. I woke up at 5:30, and first I do in the early morning is drink a cup of warm water with honey and a little bit lemon, and honey. And after that, I did yoga. I did yoga for 45 minutes, and then I take a shower and do some person hygiene. And before going to work, I went to a market, not supermarket, but a traditional market, to buy food and some groceries for meal, for lunch and dinner. And I went to work at 7:30, yeah, because I work from 8 to 5:30, and at work sometimes I take a break. I took a break, and when I took a break, I read news in Angu News. You know, I practice English for a while, but I join speaking clubs regularly, but I often practice reading. And at noon, I came home to eat lunch with my family. And because I has a household helper, and she helped me prepare lunch, and I took a nap. I took a nap for 30 minutes. And after that, I got back to work. And in the afternoon, suddenly my office was out of power. So I left office sooner. And I called friends for coffee, and we talk about many things in the coffee and in the coffee shop. And I came home a bit late. So as soon as I reach my home, I move to kitchen to prepare dinner. I had dinner at 6 a.m. I want having dinner soon. Sorry, I want having dinner earlier than usual because at the evening I have a dance course online. So I want my I want my stomach empty when I join the course, and after that, after the course, I take shower and read some pages of a book and going to bed and went to bed. Yeah, that's it. That's my day. Thank you for listening.
Sounds good. So you have the nice, I mean, you have the usual after that. That's, I think, the nice go-to phrase that a lot of people tend to use. You had like a couple of them where like, so often it's not necessarily a time related one, it's more of a frequency related one, but I added this to the list. I think that's a good one that you incorporated there. That's good job. You had like before, you said in the afternoon, as soon as, so you jumped around too. Good job, like using more of this, right? Sooner, things like that. A little later, I think might have used that at least once there. Then, so yeah, nice jumping around to use a lot of the expressions to help drive your stories and then go from transitioning from one part of your day to the next part and going so on and so forth. So yeah, good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Okay, anybody like to go next?
There is only me left.
Basically you and Francisco. So yeah, like you want to go?
Okay. If Francisco doesn't want to go first, then I can go now.
Oh, you just said the word first. Okay. And then where's now? Oh, now it's not even in here. Okay, so we'll add in the word now. You're adding more words to the list. Good job.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Okay, so maybe I can go now, and later on, Francisco can go next. So hi everyone, I would like to tell you about my day. Yeah, yesterday once more. And yeah, firstly, I wake up at around 6:30. But yesterday I was allowed to work from home, so I didn't have to go to the train station. So I had more time to eat breakfast and read some news before start to work. And then in the morning, I had a meeting. No, I had a knowledge quiz for 1 hour at 10 a.m. So I planned to spend some small time to brush up on my policy for that quiz, for that test. But a short while later, my friend, a colleague, sent a message on the group saying that he got trouble with her login because recently we have to change from password login into passwordless login. So we have to set up the computer and also the an authenticator app on our phone to connect with each other. And the phone will provide a code, and then we will sign in by that code on the laptop instead of using password. So, and she said that she had done everything in the guidance, but she couldn't log in successfully. So she was a little bit freaked out because we had to raise a ticket to the IT department to get the temporary pass to set up the computer. And by that mean, if she failed, she had to tell or ask the team lead to raise another ticket. So it's kind of trouble for her. So we tried to help her out because I faced that issue last week. So I knew a little bit about that. But then I think that when we chat on the group, it didn't really clearly. So I had to call her by video, and then she told me her phone and also her shared her screen, so that I realized she had done everything, but when logging in, she forgot to click on sign by other way, so that she missed out that step. So that's why she couldn't log in. But then, yeah, so eventually we found out the problem and she could finish it well. So it's all good. Luckily, I still had some time left to review my policy before the test. So I still got some time to do it. So it's all good. After the test, I work a little bit more and then had a break for lunch, and I even had a small nap at noon. And then in the afternoon, I got back to work. Later on, I had another meeting. In the afternoon, it was a monthly presentation, and it was quite interesting. After that, I finished all my work left for yesterday, and then I even have some spare time to listen to some English on YouTube. Yeah, and finished all of my work for the whole week. After work, I just went to the grocery, made dinner, and then in the evening, I had a short call with a lady in an English group because she said that she wanted to talk to me and she hoped that we can spend time to talk to each other like 30 minutes per week. So I said, yeah, it's fine. Friday night is fine for me. And so if we are both free, we usually meet on Friday evening for 30 minutes. So yeah, we talk a little bit about books, because he also asked me that what did I do last weekend, because last weekend we didn't meet each other. So she asked about my last weekend, and then I told her that I went to a bookstore. So we started to talk a little bit about books, and she sold me the book that she's reading as well. It's quite nice. And yeah, at the end, after joining the call with her, I joined another call and with a signal about that call because he's the host. And yeah, I joined his call and I read a little bit of my book. And then I went to sleep. Yeah, and it's the end of my day. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so you had like firstly, although like still first nonetheless. You incorporate things like in the afternoon, in the evening. There's a lot of after that and then, but then you had like in the morning, yet now, recently, you were talking about last week, last weekend, last this, last that. That's another good one. These two aren't necessarily, I guess, part of it, but then you're like, but when, something like this, right? That is a nice transition, right? Still, this, like things like that. So felt like those were like a little bit more to add in. You technically had like therefore at one point, but that's not necessarily a time-related adverb, but more or less kind of like one of those adverbial words or phrases that helps transition to denote some sense of conclusion. But overall, like, yeah, good usage of time-related adverbs. So good job. Oh yeah, you had like later on too, you were seemingly using some of the things here. So nice job.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, go ahead.
Break of dawn. Yeah. As a break of dawn, it means like in the early morning.
Yes. So
Wow.
like
Like
early morning.
winter.
So it's early morning, but so technically what this would mean is when the sun starts to it's just beginning to rise, such that the light is starting to shine from the horizons. So that would be like the literal break of dawn.
Wow.
Yep.
This for me is a luxury. I mean, like, talking about the routine day. Okay, as the break of dawn. Oh my God.
Because hey, sometimes people may do things like that. Upon the break of dawn, the roosters are crowing, right? And then like you kind of go along with your story. What incarnation is that? Okay. But yeah, so at the break of dawn, I could say like I usually am never awake at the break of dawn. There's only a couple times when that happened, when let's say I'm on a trip and it's literally just to get that view of the first sunlight upon when it started to sunrise, right? And then you can take like beautiful pictures of it. That's the only time that I would be for that.
Oh, so for example, like if I go to the easternmost point of my country, then I can look at the break of dawn, like the first light in coming into the country.
Yeah. That's essentially what that would be.
Yeah, that could be nice. I planned to do that because in Vietnam there is a famous tourism place for Vietnamese people in Phú Yên. And at that province there is a beautiful beach, very natural, not really commercial like other beach. But then also there is a lighthouse, and at the lighthouse we can see the first light coming to the country because it's a eastern point of the country as well. I mean the mainland doesn't count the islands.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I planned to visit that place, but it didn't work out. I failed many times. I don't know why. For the last time we planned to go there, I and my friends even bought the tickets already, but then the COVID spread out and the flights was canceled.
Oh.
Yeah. So, well, my friend told me, so don't. It's a sign from the universe. You shouldn't go there.
Well, hopefully maybe there's another time where so the when it came to when I was to see the the first light or basically literally at the literal break of dawn was just staying up all night and then being able to view it and then afterwards going back to my you know place where I was staying at like the Airbnb and then just go to sleep. That's it. I mean, like we kind of had we went to bed early just to then wake up very early in the night to then go out there and then just go back. That's basically what we did. So maybe that's something you guys could consider trying to. But okay, cool. All right. So Francisco, you want to go next?
Hello,
Hi.
my name is Francisco. I am from the a beautiful country of Costa Rica. Thank you very much for having me today with you. I am a full-time student and a part-time gardener. During the week, during a week, my days start early, around 6:30 in the morning. I heard the alarm clock at 6:15 in the morning. I rest for a minute on the bed. After I wake up, in a normal morning, I go to my closet to check it out. The clothes I would like to wear it. A little later, I go to take a shower. After a while, I brush my teeth. I really like to see my bathroom tent, very tent, and I always take my towel and clothes back to my room. As soon as I organize my towels and clothes, I rest for a little bit. I went to the kitchen to drink a cup of coffee. I am happy to share with you. We are a coffee lovers here in my land. We drink coffee in the morning, and as a tradition at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. 3 p.m. of the afternoon, we gather with friends and family to have a conversation, drinking a cup of coffee. But going back to my daily routine in the morning, I drank my coffee around 8 in the morning. You heard before, I am a full-time student. So there is a schedule. I used to check it out the subject I need to attend during a morning. As you, I always have time to practice my English 1 or 2 hours during a day. My name is Francisco. I'm calling you from Costa Rica. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. So for you, you took it really slow and steady, but that's good because then like at least you spaced out what you were saying. I think it also helped for some of us to understand what's going on because that kind of cadence is one of those type of cadence that helps with allowing for the audience to understand you. It's not exactly like I would say like, for example, Barack Obama, when he speaks, he has a particular cadence in which he'll say a little bit of stuff, kind of pause, and a little bit of stuff, kind of pause, right? So in this sense, you're basically kind of doing something of that similar sort. That's actually nice. It's not something that like I was intending for us to kind of go over, but I think this is a good thing to mention, right? Because having a particular cadence actually helps with speaking. So not only does it help you with figuring out what to say next because you're giving yourself time, but also you're giving the audience time to understand what's going on. I think this is a good way to actually speak. Oh, go ahead. Yes. Yes, Sanjay? Are you there, Sanjay? Okay. Other than that, let's see. You were just going through the list of actually, hopefully, did I actually share that link here? No, I didn't. I only shared the link in all the other groups instead. Let's see. Oop. Let's go like this. Oh, no. Here you go. So the list is ever evolving. Technically, I was having it shared screen, but then I was trying to mix it up to share screen and then not shared screen to get both the video of this and this at the same time. But essentially, you were going through the time-related adverbs kind of like almost like one by one. So like you're like in the morning, this, a little later, after a while, right? Very good, nice. There was some of the thens and after that's as well. But overall good use of the time-related adverbs. But essentially, like the one thing I'd like to highlight is your cadence of how you speak. I actually really like that. It helps people to understand what you're saying. So I think that's really good. Okay. And then let's see. Yeah, I think that's another good point. I think he also repeats slowly some important words that he wants to emphasize. Yeah. So for those that are, especially if you worry about how you speak, don't worry about being fast, right? I would say Francisco is a good example of someone that does not speak fast, but he has a very nice cadence. It makes things very nice and understandable. And I think that's a really good way to speak. So if you don't feel confident, I would say try to consider speaking slower, right? And see how that goes. At least over time, you can build up your speed, but it's not really necessary, right? The important thing is to be able to make sure that whatever you're expressing comes across. But overall, very nice. Okay. Hey, Sanjay, are you there? Are you there, Sanjay? Actually, let me try it like this. Actually, that doesn't do anything because the recording would be here. You guys are looking at that shared screen. Okay, I can do that. So hopefully the recording still shows the screen here and you're looking at the shared screen over here. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the screen.
Okay. So Sanjay, are you there? Okay. Okay. So overall, right, this is not bad for people's first time just doing something like this. For the most part, what you're talking about isn't something that's complicated because it's just you talking about your day. But the challenge would just be adding these time-related adverbs into your story, right? So you're talking about things chronologically, you're able to transition from one part of your day to the next through the use of these time-related adverbs. I think Diana has a really good example of using a flashback or like basically being able to backtrack and go back, right? And using this time-related adverbs to be able to interject parts of the stories here and there, so that there's still a time of reference, right? There's things like that. So this is overall what we're doing for today for chronological order. Yes, Diana?
Yeah, again, thank you. Thank you for brought up of some of these, adverb and expression. Even I honestly, don't use all of them because some of them I think, new for me. Even like I would like to ask you what the meaning of the expression like when all was said and done, and how to use it in a sentence, for example. Thank you.
So when all is said and done is more of like a conclusion.
Oh.
So it's kind of like, first of all, blah, 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 blah. Secondly, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, blah, 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 blah. So when all is said and done, blah, 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 blah. See?
Oh, it's like a closing statement for our sharing, for our thought. Okay, got it. Yeah. Thank you.
And like, so not only is it like a conclusion, but you can also notice that it's like, in terms of chronological order, it's like you're actually getting to the end of it, right? Like this is, so you come to this kind of sense of realization, a kind of conclusion, and it's really towards the end of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes, got it. Thank you.
That's a good one to ask about. Nice. Good job.
Yeah, actually many more, but there's one thing that I can, a little bit, awkward, not awkward, strange for me. But yes, I would like to try it in my, my speech or things like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So let's see. Other than that, so Sanjay, would you like to give this a try? And if not, then we can just go to like questions, comments, and thoughts about this topic as a whole.
Yeah, again, little bit more, Brother Tan.
Yep.
Actually, some of those expression are similar each other, right?
Yes.
And for me, yeah, as I said before, I don't use it most because some of expression I use it the most, but some others no. So sometimes I'm a little bit confused to use whether this one or that one, because I think in my opinion or things like those are some expression are similar. Yeah, but I think we should try to explore or to expand our expression, even though the meaning similar, right? To make our speech variety, things like that. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's sometimes just to help to avoid certain type of redundancies by using this. I mean, the meaning of what I'm meaning is very mean. Do you know what I mean? See, like, do you know how redundant that is? Because I use the word mean or meaning in various forms about 5 times, right? So say that like so instead of doing that, then you have different words to use instead to just convey the same thing so that it doesn't sound that redundant. So that's why it kind of helps when you have like other ways of saying things instead of trying to use the same thing over and over again. Unless there is a purpose for you to say things over and over again, right? Like for example, I promise blah 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 blah. I promise blah 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 blah. I promise, like it's so that kind of use of repetition would be called an address, I think, or I think it is like an address, right? So it's one of those literary devices that helps to kind of structure a certain way that you say things. So that would be kind of a different story in terms of repetition, versus or repetition / redundancy. But like that's why it's nice to have like at least a kind of a broader pool of things to say, even if they're similar. Sometimes they may be similar, but might have a particular connotation that might fit with one situation over another. So that's also kind of like why to use some of this. For example, at the break of dawn, it essentially means in the morning, but then it has a connotation of the idea of first light. So you'd more want to use that in terms of a time period where the light just breaks the horizon, right? Versus like, oh, like it's like 10 o'clock in the morning and it's been dawn for quite a while. Or it's been morning for quite a while, right? So that's kind of a different thing. Welcome to the call, Thanh Mai. How are you doing today?
Hello everyone, I'm eating breakfast.
Well,
I'm wake up already.
Today's topic is chronological order. So today's task is to talk about your day yesterday, or talk about a routine day of yours, right? But you need to incorporate time-related adverbs and expressions. So we have two lists. The first list is a list of activities which you could use to kind of drum up your memories of what you did during the day. These are kind of somewhat generic things. But most importantly, it's list number 2, using words there, or not even words on this list, because so long as they're time-related adverbs and expressions, that's the most important part. This is to help being able to tell a story chronologically, and to also practice how to use like these time-related adverbs, which then helps with the transitions of your story chronologically. Does that make sense? I know I'm kind of going a little bit fast, but like basically what I'm asking you to do is like, can you tell me about your day yesterday? But try to use words like this, or use these actual words a lot, like within your story. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
But when I finish my breakfast.
Okay. So what are you having for breakfast?
I'm having tacos.
What was that?
Tacos.
Is
tacos. Let me check thing.
Talcott? Oh, tacos.
Tacos.
Oh, comes tacos? See? Oh, es delicioso. It's kind of interesting that you're eating tacos in the morning. I don't know, is tacos a morning food? But interesting. Nice. Okay, cool. So how big is that taco there, huh, Thanh Mai? Did you eat half of it yet?
Yeah, I'm finished, and now I'm drinking water.
Okay. So yeah, would you like to give it a try? Just talk about your day yesterday.
Let me remember. Yesterday.
Yesterday, all
Yeah.
my troubles seem so far away.
Yesterday it was a boring day, but okay, I will try to describe my yesterday.
Your
Yesterday
day
I'm
doesn't have to be exciting. Don't worry about it. This is just practice to use all the
yes.
time-related adverbs.
Yes. Yesterday I wake up too late at the around 10 p.m. 10 a.m. and after that I have breakfast. I eat in after that I eat in bún bò, and when I'm finished I'm back my room, or sleep all day and learn on spring the TikTok. The later on I dress up and move I move my office work for working, and I after that I'm back my home, enjoy the meeting with some people. That's all.
Okay. So you have like after that, because it's always a nice go-to. You did use like later on and then like when. So a couple of times when you use time-related adverbs, right? Note that like you don't have to have like an exciting day to talk about. Like your day could be very mundane, and that's fine because most people's days are mundane. So, you know, like it's you don't have to worry about, you know, having exciting days all the time. I think that would be difficult to live a day where every day is exciting. So,
Yeah.
you know, just when you have normal days, I think it's fine. You know, when you have kind of this sense of status quo, so that when you actually have an exciting day, then your exciting day would actually be, you know, a little bit more extraordinary, right? That you can then talk.
Actually, yesterday I not decided when talk to everyone because I have problem with my health in my class, and I cannot breathe, and I also tired in my mind, so I must to go out my class and breathe. Yeah, quite difficult for me, and I was dry at this office, too tired.
That's understandable.
Yeah. And everything better. Have a new day. Have a breakfast. A yummy drink. Make me happy.
Glad to hear that. Okay, so overall, right, like today's topic is chronological order, right? So there's a bunch of activities and a bunch of time-related adverbs, and it's just, well, the activities is not that important. It's just there just to help jog things up. Like if you were to make up a story, otherwise, just, you know, the task is just to talk about your day yesterday or a routine day of yours. So there's going to be times where like, yeah, people said they went to buy groceries, right? They woke up, they ate breakfast, they heard the alarm. One person even mentioned doing yoga or checking social media, right? Getting dressed is a thing. There's also meeting people for coffee. There's taking a nap, eating lunch. I think one person even visited a friend, right? There's reading a book at night and then going to bed, obviously. So those are some of the common things that that are noted. Overall, a lot of people tend to use things like after that and then a lot. I think it would have been helpful if I actually provided you guys more of a list like this, but at the same time, I think it would be interesting to see how you guys approach this, you know, kind of like on the spot. So noticing, right, like some of you actually were cognizant enough to try to use go a little bit above and beyond, whereas others tend to just use things like after that and then a lot. I think this is much more natural for a lot of people, just because it's very general, right? So it's like, after this, I did this, and then I did this, and then after that, I did this, and then I did this, right? You can just keep on going, repeating like after then, or after that, and then. So when you can incorporate other sense of time, like in the afternoon, you know, it was getting a little bit cooler, so I wore a jacket. So that by the evening time, I did not feel so cold. Luckily, I did wore my jacket. Yay! Right, like something like that. But notice, right, like it helps to tell more to the story, helping to transition things, helping to give a reference of time, so that you can then be able to separate, okay, like this happened at this time, this happened at that time. So I think we'll try to do something like this again in the future for this topic. And I think what I'll do is I'll keep all the, like right now, all this stuff is still shared in my shared files for my meeting. So let's see. Where did it go? Ah, right here. Oh, no, I need to back out one. I need to go like this. I need to share, copy a link, and go like this, so that you guys have access to all the files that I've been compiling over the course of this time with this, right? So you'll find the file for this meeting in here, but also there's other files. So I think I need to consolidate some of this, but so literally, like we talked about literary devices, there's that the schedule, there's we try to play taboo. We talked about root cause analysis. So the first habit of the highly effective people. We also played games like categories. We had readings. So there's a whole bunch of things in here that you guys can touch upon, and I probably will reuse for future meetings. Okay, with that, any particular questions, thoughts, or comments?